What's up? Mrs. Up is here, and today we're going to be talking about lying. If someone was to ask us if we lie, or are we a liar, we would probably quickly say, well, no, or I haven't done that since I was a kid or in my teens. But how true is that response? Honestly, I probably would have responded the exact same way. I haven't done that since I was a kid, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't until I got older, the more I read, the more I prayed and asked God to reveal any wicked way in me, that I realized I'm still guilty of lying. And we're going to break those down today. How you may also be guilty of actually still lying and not even realize it. What does God say about lying? Well, in Exodus chapter 20, verse 16, part of the Ten Commandments, you shall not bear false witness, which is lying, against your neighbor. We lie way more than we think we do. For instance, has anyone ever asked you how your day was, and you say, fine? Is that true? I know I've responded with fine, and that day it was not fine. I was having a bad day. But there's something in our head that says, well, I can't tell them that I'm not having a bad day, or they don't want to hear the whole why I'm having a bad day, so I'll just say I'm fine, even though I'm not. Well, that's lying. That was a major eye-opener for me. It's like, oh, I'm actually lying. So now when I'm asked, how is your day going, I have to actually really think about it so that I'm not lying to them when I give an answer. It's either going to be, yes, I'm actually fine today, so I can be truthful, or let them know, it could be better. This idea that we have to tell our whole life story to be truthful, well, no, nobody has time for that, and they probably don't want to hear it themselves, but you can still be honest and say, you know what, I've had better days, or it's all right. Truthful and to the point. In the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, God tells us how we can love our neighbors. Verse 11, you shall not steal, you shall not deal falsely, you shall not lie to one another. You shall not swear by my name falsely, so you profane the name of God. I am the Lord. Do you know when we exaggerate stories, that is a lie? For instance, the person who went fishing caught the fish this big, but when he tells the story to people, he says, the fish was this big and it was a huge fight. Well, that would be a lie. The fish was only this big. Exaggerating is still lying, and we have grown accustomed to thinking that that's okay or there's nothing wrong with that. We've all been duped into the idea that lying is okay here and there if it spares somebody's feelings and so on so. But where does God say that? Some ways we have justified lying is by giving it a size and a color. For instance, it was just a little white lie. What does that even mean? You're still lying. What does the color and the size have to do with anything? Absolutely nothing. Nobody ever says it was just a big green lie or a medium-sized orange lie. The size and the color has nothing to do with it. We're still lying. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verses 16 through 19, is a list of things that God hates. Want to take a guess on one of those things that God hates? Verse 17, haughty eyes, a lying tongue, in the hands that shed innocent blood. God takes lying very seriously. In Ephesians chapter 4, verse 25, therefore, putting away falsehood, which is lying, let each one of you speak the truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. Speaking about the church family. Because we are part of God's family, we should not be in the practice of lying. In the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44, Jesus, talking to the Pharisees and ourselves, lets us know where lying comes from. You are of your father the devil, and your will is to do your father's desire. He was a murderer from the beginning, and he does not stand on truth, because there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks out of his own character, for he is a liar and the father of lies. And any one of us who choose to lie are following our father, the devil. We are no better than the Pharisees. So, are you a liar? Are we going to work on stop lying? I pray this video is encouraging and help us really think about when we're talking to one another, when we're sharing stories, when we're supposedly helping our friends and family, that we are not sparing, that we are truthful and not lying just to spare feelings, but actually be honest with one another when responding to how our days are, that we're even being truthful there and honest there. I pray that we are looking at lying as seriously as God sees lying. There's a reason why he says, don't do it. And those of us who are claiming to be followers of Christ, we should really be doing what he says, which is don't lie. Is it a hard habit to break? Yeah, because anytime someone asks how's your day going, my natural response is to just say fine. I've been doing it for 40-something years, so it's a hard habit to break, but it's getting better, where I can honestly say, you know what, not feeling good today. I don't have to tell my whole life story or anything, but I don't have to lie either. Pray you're able to do the same thing. Pray this is encouraging. Keep reading your God's Word. Look up those verses and help you remember. Mrs. Up is here, and not lying is what's up. And remember, the devil is alive!